Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you were just listening to Batman by Power Glove.
Well, that being said, folks, we're walking into our final segment for the day. Also on top, this is the Weekly Twin FM Show, been broadcast here at CKMS, Sound FM 1.3 on the FM dial. And we broadcast every Tuesday, 12 to 2. And with that being said, let's move into our final segment, which is movie stuff.
Movie stuff!
Hooray! Hooray! All right. Well, that being said, let's turn the lens over to 2.0. Do you have any movie stuff on your end?
Movie stuff? Mm-hmm. Who goes to the movies?
I do!
The summer blockbusters are over and gone! We're into fall now. They're all depressing and they're not...
Well then I'll step up the plate and basically put some stuff on the actual, on the plate.
Okay, what do we have?
Well, in my notes here... We have, first off, Mortal Kombat, which is coming out. There's a new Mortal Kombat that's coming out December 26th, so that's pretty soon.
Now, is that an actual movie, or is that a follow-up to the current Mortal Kombat legacy that's being plastered all over YouTube?
You're absolutely correct. That is a basically follow-up to Mortal Kombat Legacy Part 2. It's basically distributed by Warner Brothers Digital Production Distributors, which is quite interesting.
So they finally got picked up.
That's right.
That's exactly what they needed.
And the thing is that I've been seeing this, folks, and oh my goodness, it's awesome. There's a few things that's a little bit off the special effects, but the acting and the actual hand-to-hand combat they got going on, some really, really good stuff. I'm quite impressed on what I'm seeing from all that. So, again, I highly recommend people checking it out when it comes out, again, on September 26th. And the thing is, it'd be interesting to be a YouTube thing, or this be exclusively you have to pay for a download thing, but the bottom line is, it's going to be there. Plus, on top of that, speaking of Warner Brothers, you familiar with an individual called Tom Hardy by chance?
Tom Hardy.
Yep.
Is he the third bastard brother of Frank and Joe? No, he is not, sir. He is definitely not. Okay.
Basically, Tom Hardy has been in a couple productions. Maybe you heard of them. Little film called Star Trek Nemesis that came out a little while ago. Rock and Rolla, also the third big one he has in his portfolio, called The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. Okay.
He's been in all three of those projects. But, however, this is where it all comes down to. There used to be this little film from the 80s called Mad Max, which I'm a huge fan of. And he is scheduled to play the lead character.
Wow.
So that is very, very interesting from that aspect, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I'm quite impressed. And also on top of that, as I mentioned before in previous episodes, there's this little 80s film as well called Gremlins, which is basically a horror comedy. And they're finally getting the green light to do a reboot. So that should be kind of interesting. Right now, there's no production company involved. But, however, I heard that Warner Brothers wants to do it. And from that, they need to get permission from George Lucas to actually... No, Steven Spielberg. Sorry, not George. George.
Well,
George is gone out of space. Yeah, exactly. They're the fuddy-duddy couples, like to call them.
Yeah.
So anyway, Spielberg has to give us permission still, and I think that's being put in the works. So it looks like Warner Brothers may be producing this as well. Again, there's been no director, no writer attached to it. There's just the beginning of everything, but it seems to be a green light that's going from them. And then on top of all that, Disney is talking about Pirates of the Caribbean 5. Arr.
Disney going to 5.
Yep.
Did they not make enough money off?
No, they need more money.
Something of the. They didn't. Clearly, they didn't make enough money off of Johnny Depp from Lone Ranger.
They're gonna squeeze some more out. Oh well, Lone Ranger, believe it or not, was a huge dud. It was actually the number one movie that dud out. No, actually no, the number 2 or 3 movie, that dud out over the summer. The number one movie was the Ryan Reynolds film, R.I.P. That did horrible. And also on top of that, so basically what's going on with that is that they're moving their summer release date of 2015 to 2016. So they're pushing it back a year. Which is very interesting. And yeah, they'll make a lot of money that way as well.
They're going to make money off
of
it.
Regardless. Oh, yeah. Johnny Depp could be doing movies all through the whole summer, the rest of his life, and things will be fine with that. So, with all that being said, we do have some independent stuff I really want to talk about. Last week, I mentioned about this production, Flame Films, and this is ran by a friend of mine named Torrin. But, however, we're going to be looking exclusively at the actual production company itself. They produce independent shorts for right now, and one of their films called Fondue is doing quite well in the independent movie circuit. And all that being said, Torn, with his production company again, Candle Flame Films, will be at the KW Art Gallery, which is very interesting. And basically, the KW Art Gallery is located at 101 Queen Street, right where Center of the Square is, which is even more interesting. All that being said, this is taking part this Thursday at 7 p.m., and it is a free admission show. So basically, Torin will be talking about the film industry, what he's doing with his production company and stuff like that. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Fondue will be showing there as well. So this is a free event, and if you can't, come on out. And on top of all that, more information can be found out by using your favorite internet search engine and typing in Candle Flame Films. And if you do that, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Plus, on top of that, again, my young friend of Torn through Candle Flame Films also has his TV show called Writer's Craft that had its second debut on Rogers Television, which is channel 20 at 10 o'clock on Saturday. So again, another great episode was rolled out for all those to see, and I believe this is a limited series. I'm not quite too sure. I think there's only 6 episodes in total, but again, Torrin is showing all of his films, and they're absolutely fantastic, and I highly recommend people tuning in on Saturdays at 11 o'clock on channel 20 on the Rogers Television Network. So that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, not too bad. So, with that being said, let's hop into the top 5 films that did well over the weekend. And at number 5, we have We Are the Millers, which is that really strange comedy I haven't seen yet, coming in at a mere $5.4 million. And, of course, the number 4 film, which is the Whoopi Goldberg film called The Butler, still floating around the top 5, came in at $5.5 million.
Whoopi, that's Oprah.
What's that?
Isn't that Oprah's movie?
That's Oprah. That's it, Whoopi.
Yes, you said Whoopi.
I got Whoopi on the brain because she's actually coming to Stand in the Square shortly.
There you go.
There you are. And also number 3 spot, the action film with that bald head guy.
Which bald
Van
guy?
Diesel.
Oh, Vin Diesel. There we go.
Van Diesel. Called Riddick, just by itself.
Riddick, yeah.
Riddick came in at $6.8 million. And then from here, this is where the rest of the actual films come in. Coming in at a mere $14 million. The Family just came out, which is another comedy, which is sort of interesting.
Yep.
And then on top of that, number 1 film that came in at $40 million, which is Insidious Part 2.
Insidious Part 2. I'm sorry, I didn't hear about an Insidious Part 1.
Oh, it came out a little while ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Isn't it? And also as well, basically opening up over the weekend is that we have The Prisoners, followed by oh my goodness, I don't know what that film is. Who cares? Anyways, and also the top one that I'm really looking forward towards is The Wizard of Oz coming out for IMAX. So they had the remaster, put everything together, and that should be very, very interesting how all that comes inside.
Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah. So those are the films opening up this weekend, so a lot of crap if you ask me. And also remember, folks, today is Tuesday, Cheapy Night, Tuesday, movie night thingy. If you can, go out and support your local independent theater, because obviously they need the business, and go out and watch a movie or something. So with that being said, have you seen the movies on your other things by chance?
No movies.
No, nothing.
No.
Nothing.
I've been more paying attention to, what is it? Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. Gotcha.
Yep.
We should have talked more of that during our actual animation
This is true.
Yes. And how is Attack of Titan really quickly?
It's really interesting. It keeps changing the feel of the show.
Interesting.
Like every couple of episodes, we're going to go from a dark, depressing thing to, okay, now it's a mystery. Okay, now it's...
Here's a question for you. I got to really throw this in really quickly here. What is this character, this female character? I don't know what her name is. I haven't followed this show at all.
Okay.
And her fascinations with potatoes.
I don't know.
Okay. Is there a character that has a thing for potatoes?
Yes.
Okay. And what is this thing for potatoes? Does she like to eat them, or what?
I think it's coming from the first couple of episodes where it was her training days, and they were essentially they were given essentially no food.
Yeah.
She went off, found a different way of getting around to the mess hall, and got a hold of the potatoes.
I see.
So she carried a potato with her.
Okay.
And during roll call, she was so hungry she was eating it.
Ah.
So she was eating that potato.
And that's really about it?
Pretty much where it comes from.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where it started, pretty much where it ended.
I gotcha. Well, we're in 10 minutes in overdrive, and what's that old guy that shows up every once in a while? What's his name? The farmer guy.
Jeff?
Is his name Jeff? We'll call him Jeff.
Jeff.
I'm just kidding. Anyways, Jeff's not here in the studio today, so it looks like we got a couple minutes in overtime, which is pretty cool. And I think that's all the notes I got for today's show. So, not too bad. Is there anything else you wish to add before we cut away from the apron strings of CKMS and ingest ourselves in the real world and get lost for another week?
No, not the real world.
Doesn't it just suck?
It doesn't just suck, it vacuums.
Oh, wow! It sucks and blows at the same time. Lovely.
There we go.
All right, so you got everything's good on your end? Perfect. All right, folks, let's wrap this thing up. So anyways, folks, this is the Weekly Training Fan Show. Being broadcast here live at CKMS Sound FM 1.3 in the FM dial every Tuesday, 12 until 2. Plus, on top of that, you can follow us always on our website, which is www.wtfshow.com/Facebook for all of our recent updates. Plus, on top of that, I just want to make put this out there as well, is that we're currently looking for new crew members. If you wish to get involved with us, you can do as such by basically stopping by once again our Facebook group, which is www.wtfshow.com/Facebook, and you can apply. We're looking for individuals to help us out with our broadcasting component, plus on top of it, looking for individuals to help us with our marketing, plus on top of it, we're looking for individuals who actually help us out with our online social networking stuff, which is the Twitter, the Facebook, the Reddit, and everything else in between. And hopefully we can find individuals within the community to help us out with that, because without you guys, the show cannot get better. But however, we're doing what we can. We're bringing you fantastic interviews from the conventions we went to, and I gotta tell you, folks, we're just topping the top of the iceberg when it comes down to what we actually have in our arsenal of background stuff. So that being said, I hope you can join us next week here on the Weekly Training Fan Show that broadcasts once again every Tuesday from 12 to 2 on CKMS Sound FM. And this is us, this is you. Thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully you will be able to hear us and see us next week. Until then, my friends, thank you very much for your time. We do appreciate it, and hopefully you can engage with us in our Facebook groups and other fun stuff like that. Well, that being said, hope you have a good weekend. See you guys later.
All right.